Right. You know, I've only been talking about these problems in Mortal Kombat for a really long time. And of course, it's also infected with gaming, movies, TV shows, you know, simple societal stuff, right? The up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left crowd. Well, they've been destroying things for a really long time. And one of these culprits is Sweet Baby Incorporated. Who are, and we're going to go into this, right? Who are at one of the very forefronts on destroying everything, right? If you look at their approach, it says we begin with an all-hands review and discussion of the project material. Take Mortal Kombat 1 as an example. They walk in day one, and they look at everything that you do, and then they make you feel bad if you decide to stick to a certain narrative, or don't include this, or don't do that. This is what these people do. They are the absolute poster child when it comes to gaslighting, guilt tripping, and just being general scumbags, right? We've got a lot to show in this video, right? They share their thoughts, feelings, and ideas. We do this because it kicks the project off with a multitude of perspectives. No, we don't need multitude of perspectives. Just let the developers make their game without your stupid inclusion. But the problem is, though, is that, as I've said before, ESG, environmental social governance, DEI, diversity of equity inclusion, all of these come with significant tax breaks and money write-offs because it all comes down, unfortunately, to that one thing. Give me the cash, right? And so by doing this stuff, they can offset and go, well, if our shit doesn't work out, it doesn't matter, does it? Because we got a boatload of cash. It's kind of what like Epic Game Store does when it comes to them poaching third-party games and keeping them on their platform on PC for 6 months to a year or longer. Because what they do is they go up to the developer, who, might I add, a lot of this has happened on Steam. They advertise the game on Steam, right? Because they're going to bring the game out on Steam. Epic rolls in, good old Tim Swiney, hands them a boatload of cash and goes, listen, I don't even care if your game doesn't sell. This amount of money that I'm giving you is enough to cover any lack of sales that you could ever not make. Right? So I'll give you like $2 million bucks. Right? And let's be honest, your game might only sell $500,000 worth, but it doesn't matter because you've paid them off. Right? So there's no more integrity left. There's no more morals left. Right? But gamers don't forget, especially when it comes to PC. PC gamers never forget that shit, right? Never forget. And so while they're stuck on a store that nobody buys their games on the Epic Game Store, Steam gamers are going elsewhere, spending their money, you know, or they're possibly like going on the high seas to get it. And the trust and the integrity is completely lost in these companies, right? And this is an example of sales, let alone what these people are doing, right? We aim to consult with honesty, transparency, and conversational approach to help find the best direction for your project. No, again, that is basically, if you don't do this, you're not going to tick these boxes, therefore you're not going to make any money. Let's not get it twisted here. These people don't actually care. They don't care about your skin color. They don't care about your sexual preference. All of these companies do is they care about their bottom line. Except when you look at companies like what they've done with Tekken 8, you know, with the Rada and Namco, they go, our bottom line requires our fan base to be happy, and we're going to make them happy. And so they did make them happy. They gave them everything a Tekken fan would want, and then some. And that's what you're supposed to do. Remember, we keep them in business, not the other way around. I've always said this, I'll continue to say this. The customer is the strongest and the only argument that actually matters. Right? Apparently, though, cinematics to barks, they handle with writing. I don't know, is there some oppressed Doberman out there that needs a representation with their bark or some shit? Are they not being woofed enough? I don't know. The narrative, whatever your story needs, we're here to help. No, you're not. You're here to destroy. We tackle narrative and character in any form, keeping emotional resonance and authenticity at the heart of the work. By the way, in case you're ever wondering, you ever noticed that they call it Sweet Baby and they use bright colors like it's kindergarten? They do this on purpose. This is literal wolf in a sheep's clothing here. They're doing this as a soft, oh, no, 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 no. We don't mean, we're not bad. Of course we're not bad. This is the calm before the storm, right? This is what they do. They fool you into thinking that they're the noble ones. They're the righteous ones. How could you attack us? We're not attacking anyone. We're just trying to do best for everyone else. And this is the kicker, the representation one, right? And if you can go through all that shit, but basically we do cultural consultation, sensitivity and inclusivity reading, risk, opportunity and opportunities assessment, and more. And the more is basically, we're going to destroy your shit, right? See, Alan Wake 2 would have sold. But just like Spider-Man 2, once you get in there and you start to pull it apart, which doesn't take much, you realize what they've done. They are horrific. And if you look at the projects, don't worry, there's more that they've actually covered. I didn't realize this, right? These are the announced projects on their website that they have stuck their greedy, disgusting little fingers in. And don't worry, there's more, right? And I can prove that. Alan Wake 2, of course, God of War Ragnarok was another one. Suicide Squad, Spider-Man 2. I had no idea they did the Crew Motorfest. Right, I mean, it's a bloody racing game. What else can you do about it? But if we go over here to IMDb, you notice anything for Mortal Kombat 1? Can you read that second line out under production companies? Sweet baby Jesus. I mean, no, not that part. They definitely don't believe in Jesus. And oh boy, do we need Jesus right now. Right? And if we click on that, 38, probably more, right, games are listed under Sweet Baby as having their fingers in. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is a massive hit, but who's, like, seriously having sex with bears? What's the matter with you? If you go through this list, even something like Elden Ring, I'd love to know what they did with that. A lot of stuff is Ubisoft, Sony, Warner Brothers. There you go with Mortal Kombat. Right? Legend of Zelda, Saints Row. We know where Saints Row, Marvel's Avengers ended up, and Forspoken. Ratchet and Clank, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Oh, of course, you know. Prince of Persia, Wolverine. It's not even out yet. You know, he's probably going to get superseded by some girl boss. You know. Gears 5, yeah, we know how that turned out. Outriders, right? Now this one's a surprising one, right? This one's really surprising, unless they went back, right? Because you notice a lot of this stuff is kind of new, right? Like a lot, not kind of, most of it's new. This is an old game. So I'm wondering if that, because it got put on the Xbox Live Marketplace or whatever it is, that they've done some stuff. Even something like, oh, you know, women don't look like this. You shouldn't have women looking like this. This isn't normal. They should look like land whales, right? Obviously, Fable, right? Gears Tactics is, yeah, that's kind of oldish now. Sort of old. It's only 4 years, I suppose, right? So you can see that there has been an absolute massive influence when it comes to them, right? Now this is over here, this is their, now they've only got 13 listed. Originally, like when I was looking earlier, sort of getting all this together to do this video, Mortal Kombat 1 was listed here. If you go check out Asmongold's channel, the thumbnail actually shows Mortal Kombat 1 in it, but of course you've already just seen it for yourself anyway. Right, so they've only got 13, there was originally 18 on here. I don't know if some got actually listed off. But if you come over here to the actual group, right, there has been, and I saw something on X as well, apparently they have decided to set the dogs on this particular group. Right, you can see all the posts coming in here. If you're against Sweet Baby Inc., you're this, right? Video games aren't for right-wingers. Sweet Baby Inc. makes the world a better place for you. This is all just, and it's all happening, it's just, so that way they can try and control the narrative and bully and threaten everyone into submission, right? And if you look at their client list, including Valve, I don't know what for Valve unless it comes to simply just, I don't know, I mean, what's Valve made forever? I can't even remember the last thing that Valve made. I know they've made some VR stuff in relation to Half-Life, but I don't know if that sort of, I don't know, like I think it was really good, but I haven't played it because I think it was VR, wasn't it? Obviously, so you look at this list after knowing about this company, and now you understand all the big ones, right? Now, what's interesting, they reference Xbox, but they don't reference Microsoft in the same way that they don't reference Sony, but they'll represent, say, a Sony developer like Santa Monica Studios, right? Obviously, you got Ubisoft, 2K, Electronic Arts, Square, Warner Brothers, Rocksteady, Avalanche Studios. We got Wizards of the Coast. We know how that turned out, Black Aragorn, and all that sort of shit. Where literally they're going out, well, we can't have orcs because that's apparently black people. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Nobody looked at orcs and thought that, except for you delusional fucks that should have stayed on Tumblr, right? These people are poisonous. They are 100% poisonous, right? And it's good that it's getting traction. It's good that it's getting exposed, because what this does, and a lot of these companies and these games that they've covered are all gone. Like, they're just dead, dying. And the ones that aren't dying, the more and more that this gets out, the more and more that what will happen is that people will go, no, I'm not spending my money there. If you're involved with these people, you're not getting my cash. It's as simple as that, right? And I think that's awesome. This is everything against normalcy, right? It's a fundamental. These people, right, go against the very fabric of nature, or not just so much nature, but moral nature, if you will, right? And that's why people reject it. That's why people push back against it. That's why there has been, these people get more and more fervent and angrier and more violent and oppressive, because people are starting to reject it, and so they knock it up a few notches to try and beat you down into submission, right? But remember, folks, we keep them in business, not the other way around. And if you, as a game developer and a company or a corporation, want to invest in this stuff because you just want to have your little tax breaks and save some money off here and there, then by all means do it. But you will lose all respect from gamers. All integrity that you could have had is just wiped out, because you are attacking the very foundation of what you stand for when it comes to everything else in society. Good moral values. You're pushing degenerate shit that is not normal and goes against the very fabric of everything as well. And we've been seeing this for a very long time when it comes to when it comes to the world attacking faith. But they don't attack every faith. They only attack Christianity. They attack the family. They attack then the man. They attack everything that creates strength. Things that people are willing to stand beside and die for, they will attack those. And then what they then do is that once they've destroyed those, they've torn those down, they then go after the things that you love. So then they're trying to destroy the memories of those things. How many people out there go, oh, this game has ruined the entire franchise for me? And I always find that a really odd thing to say, because it's like, listen, just play the other games. Like, this game shit, just go play the other games. Don't worry about this crap one. It doesn't have to poison the well. But that's what they're hoping to do. They are hoping to poison the well, to destroy everything, in the hopes that they can push out their utopic crap that nobody likes. Their stupid fan fiction garbage that should have stayed on Tumblr and does not deserve to even get an inkling of coverage because it's so bad. And this poison, thankfully, is being exposed a lot now, and especially with this. Like I said, the reason why they go with the whole sweet baby thing is because they are going with, oh, look at us, we're innocent, we're just a sweet baby. There's no judgment here. There's no oppression here. There is no baby is going to sit there, or no little child is going to sit there and view the world that an old, angry, white bigot might. That's what they're trying to do. They are trying to gaslight you and manipulate you and guilt trip you to their way of thinking, because they are the ones that are extremely unwell, and they are the ones that are trying to control everything to push something that probably less than like 0.01% of people actually like or care about. Anyway, catch you next time.